bound, slowing down across the interstate bridge, coming towards you. Welcome back. To your voice, your vote. Now, tomorrow's special election in several Oregon counties, including Clackamas, Washington, and Multnomah.
And K2 is on your side tonight with a look at some of the major decisions being made by local voters tomorrow. Something we'll be watching very closely tomorrow is whether voters pass that controversial $400 million tax levy to maintain Portland parks. According to the ballot initiative, that levy would cost homeowners $1.40 per $1,000 of assessed property value. Now, the city of Portland said that levy will keep parks maintained and cleaned. It will also repair or renovate playgrounds, restrooms, and pools. As we have reported, a recent audit found the Bureau has mismanaged the money it already has building new parks while failing to address maintenance issues at existing ones. Mayor Keith Wilson says that audit was based on previous years and says we need our parks now more than ever.
Washington County residents are voting on a public safety levy to pay for mental health professionals, detectives, and jail deputies. The levy bumps up the rate homeowners pay from 47 cents per $1,000 of assessed property value to 66 cents. Comes out to almost $20 more per year per $100,000 of assessed property value. Some residents say they cannot afford higher taxes right now. The county district attorney and sheriff both say critical services will be lost without the funding.
Voters in Lake Oswego will weigh in on a proposed $245 million bond to improve Lake Grove and Forest Hills elementary schools without raising taxes. Now, over the summer, parents in Lake Oswego campaigned against a proposal to demolish Lake Grove and replace it with a library or businesses. District says it scrapped this proposal after hearing the feedback.
Also, tomorrow, voters in Vancouver will decide whether to pass a police services levy.
K2's Daryl Burke has a deeper look into why city officials feel the levy is vital toward improving Vancouver's public safety.
We have a very, very low ratio of officers to citizens here.
That's how Vancouver Police Chief Troy Price describes his department's staffing shortages, and because of it, he says officers are feeling the burden.
We are doing a lot of work on overtime, and we are wearing our people out, as some would say.
Vancouver's population is booming, with the city welcoming about 3,000 new residents a year. With about one officer per 1,000 residents, Chief Price says staffing levels aren't keeping up as the demand for police services is skyrocketing.
Right now, we are very call responsive. That is, going from call to call to call, and not a lot of time for proactive policing.
Since 2017, city officials say call volume has increased 24%, leading to longer response times, and over 3,000 cases each year since have not been investigated. Price says the levy would be used to hire 13 more officers. Here's a breakdown of what it would cost. The levy will increase Vancouver's property tax by 15 cents per $1,000 of assessed value, meaning if you own a $500,000 home, you'd pay an estimated $75 per year. You may recall Proposition 4, a similar levy on last year's ballot that failed. The biggest difference? Prop 5 includes a single-year increase versus Prop 4 that was a multi-year increase asking for a larger amount each year.
This is a smaller ask, of course, and it's part of a structured plan to acquire more resources to serve our community.
The department, according to the chief, is like the city's safety net, meaning no matter what emergencies happen, they're expected to fill the gaps. For that to be done and for the city to maximize public safety, Price says it starts with a department with a sufficient staff.
People sometimes don't understand all that goes on into creating this whole ecosystem called public safety. And one of the components of that is having a well-sourced police department as the backbone.
In Vancouver, Daryl Burke, K2 News.
Now, if passed, the levy will raise an estimated $6 million annually over the next 6 years, starting in 2026.
And before we move on, a few things Multnomah County voters need to know. 5 official drop sites are affected by library construction closures this election. Those are Belmont, Hollywood, Rockwood, Selwood, Moreland, and St. John's. M&M Car Wash, Regal Cinemas in Southeast Portland is also no longer a drop site. Find a link to a drop box near you on K2.com. Ballots must be postmarked by or turned into an official drop site by 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Multiple races across the country will also be decided tomorrow, including that highly anticipated race for mayor of New York City. We'll have the latest on that race in the final hours of the candidates' campaigns. That's coming up at 4:30 today.